So, this is one of my first YouTube videos since I've done the last one for Imagine Me. Well, this is a vlog. It's probably a little dark because it is a little late. But I'm talking now about my soon to have gastric sleeve procedure. As many of you guys know, or some you don't, a couple of years ago I had the lap band surgery, and I'm talking about this because I have a company, a business called Imagine Me, which does makeovers for women, and I do talks to them about, you know, how they feel about themselves. One thing I know for sure, that your outside can't fix your inside. Sometimes how we look on the outside doesn't do anything if the inside of us is broken. A lot of times, or oftentimes, we look a certain way on the outside. We try to make it all up, make up clothing to try to cloak the inside of us that's broken. So I want to talk a little bit about why I'm having the gastric sleeve procedure. And people need to understand that we can't have any medical procedure without being approved by a doctor. So that's number one. Medical procedures are not cosmetic. They are medically needed and medically approved. And it's a vigorous process that has to be approved by your doctor and a team of multidisciplinary specialists who all say, yes, you are eligible and need to have this surgery done. So that's number one. People always say, oh, you know, those people have weight loss surgery and this and that. I'm just trying to put on my little camera so you guys can see me. So this is a little better so I don't look crazy and dark. Hey, I look like I'm shining, but I'm not. So, you know, just want to make that clear so that people know that weight loss surgery is not cosmetic surgery, that people are running down to the you know, different countries like DR and places like that having very risky surgeries. And, you know, a young sister in New York lost her life subsequently for going and doing that. This is not cosmetic surgery where they're going to have tummy tucks like in some of these commercials you see where they're having, you know, medical procedures where they're getting fat and all that stuff sucked out. Those are cosmetic in nature. You know, breast implants and butt enhancements. That is cosmetic. That is elective. Gastric bypass, sleeve gastrectomy, Roux-en-Y, the discontinued lap band, those are all medically necessities. People don't have weight loss surgery because they want to. We have it because we need to. My decision to have it done, because I have the lap band in place, and lap band helped me. I started out at 310 pounds. I'm now down to 250 8 pounds to be exact. I'm not going to lie about what I weigh. Back then I wore size 22. Now I wear size 14. I am 5'6.5", which is around 5'6" actually. So for me, my height plays a huge part in what size clothes I wear. People always say, oh, how you weigh that much? You wear 16 or 14. Depends on what it is. So most of the time I wear 14 because I'm tall. And inches and weight are two different things. You know, you can lose a lot of inches and have weight. So people look at me and they think, oh, you don't wear 14. But I do. I have tagged people and said, these are 14. This is what I wear. So I don't lie. Two things I don't do. I don't tell lies just to make it sound good, and I don't tell lies just to make you feel good. So if you want to know what I wear, this is what I wear. I weigh 258 pounds, probably 257 by now because I'm constantly doing what they tell me. And I wear size 14. No shade, no lie, nothing. I don't own 18s. I barely own 16s. I wear 14. And so the purpose of me saying that is I'm not trying to have surgery because I want to be skinny. I'm not having surgery because I feel like I want to be thin to impress anyone. I'm having surgery because I have medical conditions that can and will get worse once I have the lap band out. I don't want that. I'm 47 and I'll be on a trajectory of bad. And I've done everything from diet, exercise to diet, exercise, and exercise has helped me, of course, but for me, you know, my metabolism seems to have slowed down or stopped where it was. So everybody who's on the bandwagon, oh, you can do it the other way, just stop it already. Just stop. You're not a doctor. You're not my doctor. And you're not anyone's doctor to tell people what they can and can't do and how they should and shouldn't do this. We know, along with our team of specialists, the reasons why we do it. So people who criticize and critique people for having weight loss surgery, to tell someone they're taking the easy way out, you're being unfair and you're being prejudgmental. You have no idea what people go through who have to build their minds up to have weight loss surgery. So you need not point your little fingers of judgment, because you can go to the gym and do it and make someone feel guilty because they can and they have not been able to be successful with that. I stay in the gym constantly, and if I lose 5 pounds or 2 pounds, I'm good. And I barely can and never have. But I get toned, which is great. But don't point your finger at me and accuse me of wanting to get a shapely shape, and that's not true. I want to undo the illnesses that have taken over my body. Not that they're overly burdening, but they're there, they're present. You know, I'm not diabetic, but I do have hypertension. I'm starting to become, my cholesterol starting to get high, and stupid stuff like that. I don't want a high A1C. So these things are occurring because of my age and because I have weight on my body that I don't need. So we need to be careful when we start saying how people should do stuff and what people should do. Right now, I'm starting to do my pre-surgery eating, which is 1 meal and 2 shakes. And for me, it's not difficult because I did it before. But this is new. You know, this is going to be something that is a change that's not a change, but a absolute new thing. So I'm not afraid. It's August 9th, of course. And what is going to alter my life forever. How do I feel about it? I feel that it's something that I need to do, and I just need to get it done with. And not procrastinating back and forth with it. I've gone through this back and forth. This time, I just did it, done. I'm finished. And I'm just excited about the outcome and being able to really get into how I want to make this work with how I incorporate my business and to talk to these women. Not everyone I talk to is going to be able to relate to having weight loss surgery, but I want them to understand that when it comes to being healthy, sometimes the only option we do have is to have surgery when we can no longer do it the healthy and natural way. And I want us to be able to feel good about ourselves. We need to feel good about ourselves. We need to have that feeling about our bodies, and that we know we're okay with who we are, and that even when we're not, and if we have to have surgery, that it's all right to say we have to do it, that we've gotten to a point that we can no longer do it the natural way, that our bodies we need assistance. There's no crime in that. But also to heal our bodies, to heal our minds and our spirits. It's all one thing. You know, your body, your mind, and your soul. You know, and not to take just me coming to you and saying, I want to help you with how you look on the outside, but I want to be able to help you with how you feel, and have a good diet and exercise program in conjunction with how you look exterior wise in order to maintain it all. Because what's broken on the inside can't just be covered up with how you look on the outside. You can continue, because then you'll become have a phobia with excessive shopping or shopaholic, or you're getting to other areas that you don't want to. So in hindsight, you know, working with me, with Imagine Me and anything like that, you know, okay, let's make you over today, or do this for you tomorrow, and do all this stuff that we do. And then the next thing, you know, you develop these psychotic behaviors because you're still distraught on the inside about something that happened to you before. You know, so now everything we've talked about and everything you've learned, you're going to unlearn because you have issues that are deeper than what we see. So I'm trying to make sure I get to the core of everything that we talk about, you know, how we focus on our attire and why our attire is so off-teeter, and sometimes people don't have a sense of fashion, but they don't have it because they don't feel good on the inside. So we have to address every aspect of ourselves. But I'm not even talking about that right now. I'm talking about how I got to this point. I was a heavy eater because I was depressed. I ate because I didn't want to use my voice, so I ate it away. And so by eating, I gained more weight. And then I became unhappy with it. Why? Now at this point in my choosing to have this way type of surgery, because I had the band, because at the time I was afraid to do anything drastic, and now the band hasn't done anything. I've been the same size for a while, and now it's just time for it to come out. It's not doing anything. You take it out, you're going to balloon again. I don't want to go back up to 310, so rather than do that, they just said, okay, okay, let's do the sleeve. So for me, it's a conversion. Just take one out and do the other. So I'm excited about this new part of my life. I'm excited that my life is taking a turn for the better. But everyone else there's a lot of people not like me. There's some people who weight has nothing to do with their life and they're so unhappy. So we need to captivate and capture all these women out here who you see on the street who look so downtrodden, and grab hold of them and say, hey, I know someone. Do you need to talk to someone? And get them in a group together and sit down and say, why do you look like that? And they say, well, because my husband or my boyfriend or my sister or my friends, and I want to gather these women. I want to talk to them. I want to help them to be able, even if they don't have a lot, go to the thrift shop and get a shirt and a sweater and a pants and look good. But then I want to talk to their minds and get in their psyches and be able to explain to them that, you know what? Everything is not always bad and all is not lost. And I know that life is rough. It's hard for me. I've gone through some things that are heinous. I still go through things that are not easy. I have pics of the world and situations that I can talk about on and on that seem like they've broken me. And I'm still here and I try and I'm not an imperial human being. I don't want to have a lot of baggage. So what do I do when I feel like that baggage from that other person is weighing me down? I pick up my phone and I call them and say, hey Jane, hey Tyrone, hey Chuck, hey Bob, you've done this to me and I don't like it, click. I don't carry it. And what happens, people carry other people's baggage and it weighs them down and then they look just like the bags that they're carrying, because now what you carry is what's reflecting on you. And so when you see people walking around out here and they look so distraught, it's because they're carrying extra loads. And then you see the ones who look way over the top. They got a lot of stuff going on inside because they're really, really masking it. So they're covering up so much that you're like, oh, they look like plastic because now they're covering up so much. Those are either so happy or so sad. So they're not in the middle. And I just want to balance. So, what I'm saying to you guys is this is part one, a mini. And I'm just talking about my personal journey and how I got to this point. I'm probably going to go backwards to how I ate my way up to 310 and now how I'm working my way down on the positive side. Because you know what? When someone closes the door on you, you just got to let them, and once it does, you got to either let it be done, try to keep it open, or just go on because God got something greater for you. Blessings for all of us, and lessons that we learn are the ones that we live by. Peace on.